Namaste, O scorcher of foes, O most determined souls at this stage of your evolution, most focused, most devoted, most beautiful. And let's just keep remembering who we are, okay? I'm going to start with a song that Yogananda said we should sing every morning. First thing, every morning. And it's actually something that the Swami Shankaracharya, who was like a pope in India for a while, advises to do. So this song is from Shankaracharya, Swami Shankaracharya, all right? But Yogananda has it in his Cosmic Chants book. It's no birth, no death, no caste have I. All right. So we're gonna begin with just a outrageous, bodacious remembrance of who we are. All right. This is the key to everything. Is to remember and reunite with the truth of us as an immortal soul. Okay. So if you want, everyone, close your eyes. Big breath in, big breath out. Look up gently to the point between the eyebrows, and let's just imbibe how many times this has been sung by beautiful yogis, advanced yogis of all kinds, and of course Yogananda, and now us. No birth, no death, no caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. No birth, no death, no caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. I am he, I am he. Blessed Spirit, I am he. I am he, I am he. Blessed Spirit, I am he. Mind nor intellect, nor ego chitta. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. Mind nor intellect, nor ego chitta. Sky nor earth nor metals am I. I am he, I am he. Blessed Spirit, I am he. I am he, I am he. Blessed Spirit, I am he. Oh, let the beautiful vibrations, blessings, the waves of good energy pouring into your soul right now. The joy, the bliss, the light, all of it, dear, all of it's pouring into you, and all of it is you. All of it is us. It's pouring in everywhere, to everyone. This is an all-inclusive reality, you know. We're all absolutely intricately connected together in the divine oneness. So just let it in this morning. Just let it in. And while you're in this rather interiorized mode right now, I'd like to now lead you in a guided visualization meditation. This is Yogananda's lesson 79. And please, let's remember who we are, okay? So he starts by saying, in earlier lessons, you have learned the importance of using breath, mind, and life force in developing control of the mind and the senses. Meditation is a scientific way of changing the center of your consciousness from body identification, excuse me, and attachment to the senses to awareness of the soul and its oneness with God's infinite bliss. Meditation is a scientific way of changing the center of your consciousness, which is what we are always up to, from body identification and attachment to the senses to awareness of the soul and its oneness with God's infinite bliss. So why don't you sit in the truth right now? Be in the truth right now. Use all of your imagination and intuitive imagination, all your trust and all your faith. And all your wonderful, moments over years, many of you, in trying to bring yourself away from the external and drawn into the internal awareness of your soul and oneness with God's infinite bliss. The following exercise will aid you in overcoming temptation, because we're going to look at temptation this morning in this first round, the cycles of cosmic creation, part 1. We will be looking at temptation. All right. So this is a guided visualization and helping us to to exercise the will in us to overcome temptation. Now, here we go. Eyes closed, soft face, relax your body. Yogananda starts saying, sit upright, shoulder blades together, chest out, abdomen in, hands at junction of the thighs and the abdomen. Close your eyes. Concentrate at the point between the eyebrows where you can enter the state of superconsciousness. Turn your attention away from the body and outer perceptions. Forget the body. Forget the earth. Forget the sky. Forget the sun, the moon, and the stars. Forget everything. Forget the bones. Forget the flesh and thoughts and feelings. And forget all lesser perceptions. That you may concentrate on and feel only one goal of perception, the perception of vastness that lies within you. Feel that only the vastness of spirit exists. Repeat to yourself, I am infinite. I am infinite. I am infinite. I am infinite. Go on mentally affirming that until you feel that you are everything, beyond everything. I am infinite. I am infinite. I am infinite. And keep affirming that until you feel you are everything, beyond everything. I am everything, beyond everything. I am beyond body, thought, and utterance, beyond all matter and mind. I am spaceless. I am tireless. I am eternal, infinite blessedness. I am beyond body, thought, and utterance, beyond all matter and mind. I am spaceless. I am tireless. I am eternal, infinite blessedness. Meditate on that. Concentrate at the point between your eyebrows. Expel the breath in a double exhalation. Then inhale slowly through the nostrils. Hold the breath, counting to 20, and you might want to do it fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And feel all bodily energy is concentrated at the point between the eyebrows. Exhale slowly. And then again, inhale slowly through the nostrils. Go ahead, give this a go. Slowly through the nostrils. Hold the breath, counting 1 to 25. Go for it, fast, because it's hard to do it slow. Feeling all energies gathering at the point between the eyebrows. Exhale slowly through the nostrils. A third time, inhale slowly through the nostrils, holding breath, counting 1 to 40. Get going real fast. Filling the space between the eyebrows with the gathered life energy from the whole body. Exhale slowly. Now inhale, deep inhale, then throw the breath out in a double exhalation. Let's do that again. Inhale, and then throw it out, double exhalation. And forget it. Concentrating at the point between the eyebrows. Visualizing and feeling there the luminous light of life energy. Visualizing and feeling there the luminous light of life energy at the point between the eyebrows. That light is spreading. It is increasing, swallowing up your body and all space. That light is spreading. It is increasing, swallowing up your body and all space. All space is ablaze like a flaming ball of light and life. All space is ablaze like a flaming ball of light and life. This ball of flame is permeated with boundless happiness. This ball of flame is permeated with boundless happiness. Thou art that. Ball of flame permeated with boundless happiness. Thou art that. Thou art that joyful flame of infinite happiness in which everything finite has melted and merged. Thou art that joyful flame of infinite happiness in which everything finite has melted and merged. Meditate on that. Let's thank the holy ones for all their help with this. Thank your soul for its unceasing care over you, divine care, physical care, mental care, emotional care, complete God care over you. And let's open our eyes if you have them, if you want to, or you can keep your eyes closed. I just want to emphasize that if there's a way I can get this to you, or you have your own set of lessons, it's number 79, that this is the first thing we do in the morning as well. This is what we do oftentimes during the day as well. You're going to see how this all ties together. We're in another section here, just like we were when we were doing all that thing around dying, conscious dying and everything. This is another section, so we're going to be weaving a lot of elements together because these are such important sections that we are in right now. And this is the section of the cosmic creation, the cycles of cosmic creation, okay? But I just want us to really memorize and really put all our heart into that opening that says, turn your attention away from body and outer perceptions. Forget the body. Forget the earth. Forget the sky. Forget the sun, moon, and stars. Forget everything. Forget the bones. Forget the flesh and thoughts and feelings, and forget all lesser perceptions, that you may concentrate on and feel only one goal of perception, the perception of vastness that lies within you. Feel that only the vastness of spirit exists. So we're talking about divine dementia here, aren't we? Dementia. Divine dementia. Or in the positive, we are talking about Shmirti, or divine memory, awakening the truth of us and forgetting the untruth, the asat, and remembering the sat, or truth about us, right? Really, did you hear all those things that we got to memorize this. We got to really memorize that and drop it all, right? And all that remains is one goal, the perception of the vastness of spirit. Yes? And I have a little definition I pulled up of dementia. It's not that you don't know what that is, but I just wanted you to hear a definition of it. Hey, where'd she go? Well, I had it. Oh, dementia is a general term for loss of memory. It's not, we're talking loss of memory. Drop it. Drop it. Your memory of this world. It's a general term for loss of memory, language, problem solving, and other thinking abilities. Drop it all. Drop it all. You are infinite. You are eternal blessedness. Your eternal infinite blessedness, okay? Way beyond all these things. So it's the general term for loss of memory, language, problem solving, and other thinking abilities that are severe enough to interfere with daily life. Well, you want to have serious interference with their daily life, especially the daily life that is from the mortal perspective, right? Okay, I just wanted to say that because where we're heading from here now is in the cycles of cosmic creation. All right. But let's just stay anchored. Let's just stay centered. Last week was the staying in our true center, right? Where the spirit and the soul are in absolute divine ecstasy union. Right there in the very center. That's the center of you, right? And the cosmic of you is that you're omnipresent. You are not a body. You are not a mind. No birth, no death, no caste have I. Father, mother have I none. Mind nor intellect nor ego. Chitta is feeling. Sky nor earth, no metals am I. I am you, spirit. I am you, spirit. I am you, spirit. We got to get now real, joyously serious about our true identity. We really have to go and really get into these affirmations of I am. Okay, you'll see why. Do you want to know the verses that we're going to cover now to the start of this section of the cycles of cosmic creation? This is verses 17, 19, page 732. God talks to Arjuna, chapter 8, volume 2, verses 17 to 19. They are true knowers of day and night, who understand the day of Brahma, which endures for 1,000 cycles or yugas, and the night of Brahma, which also endures for 1,000 cycles. That was verse 17. Verse 18. At the dawn of Brahman's day, all creation. This is like going back to Genesis now, in the beginning. What's the Word? The Word was with God, and the Word was God. And God said, let there be light, right? Going back to Genesis now, on verse 18. At the dawn of Brahman's day, all creation, reborn, emerges from the state of non-manifestation. At the dusk of Brahma's night, all creation sinks into the sleep of non-manifestation for those 1,000 cycles. Just like that, boom. Three sentences or something, or one sentence that had a colon in it. At the dawn of Brahman's day, all creation reborn emerges from the state of non-manifestation. At the dusk or night of Brahman, or the dusk of Brahman's night, all creation sinks into the sleep of non-manifestation. Like suspended animation. You're gone. You're gone from the physical life, right? You're gone. Non-manifestation. But you're formless. You're just hanging out. Wherever your soul, God has your soul. And where you're hanging out. I don't know where you hang out in that dissolution. I really don't. But here's Yogananda's commentary. Oh, then verse 19. Again and again, O son of Pritha Arjuna, the same throng of men and women helplessly take rebirth. Their series of incarnations ceases at the coming of night and then reappears at the dawn of day. Those big 1,000-year cycles or 1,000 yuga cycles are again and again. There's many days of Brahma and many nights of Brahma. Stay in your infinite awareness. Stay as who you are. As who you are, you can absorb this and just maybe go, wow, wow. From your seat of this eternal union and ecstasy in the center of your beingness. Your pure existence is oneness with spirit. It's pure. I am you. I am he. Blessed Spirit, I am he. I am you, Spirit. I am you. Blessed Spirit, I am you. Right? Stay there. Brahma, Yogananda's commentary. The creator is that aspect of divinity which is active in creation, Brahma, the Lord of time. And then parens, Brahma or Param Brahma signifies God, Brahman, or part of Brahman. So Brahma is a difference, is that creative aspect of divinity which is active in creation. So it's the Lord of creation, the Lord of time. But Brahman or Para Brahman signifies God as the absolute, the transcendental. And then Yogananda quotes a psalm, a beautiful psalm. He said, "For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Thou carriest them away as with a flood, they are as asleep. In the morning they are like grass which growing up." So the night of Brahma, and then in the morning, the day of Brahma, they are like grass which groweth up. In the morning it flourisheth and groweth up. In the evening it is cut down and withereth. Even in the Psalms, all right? Remember, we're in this meditation right now of the vastness of spirit. You have dropped the body, the earth. You have dropped by forgetting the body, the earth, the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything. Forget everything. Forget the bones, forget the flesh and thoughts and feelings, and forget all lesser perceptions, that you may concentrate on and feel only one goal of perception, the perception of vastness that lies within you. Feel only the vastness of spirit. Feel that only the vastness of spirit exists. Repeat to yourself, I am infinite, I am infinite, I am infinite. Go on mentally affirming that until you feel that you are everything, beyond everything. I am body, beyond body, thought, and utterance, beyond all matter and mind. I am spaceless, I am timeless, I am eternal, infinite blessedness. Meditate on that. You guys are anchoring this whole broadcast this morning. You are anchoring the possibility that this energy, it will just be shared with our brothers and sisters globally. It really will. It really will. The utter truth, how can it not? It's like boom, light speed into hearts and minds everywhere, my dears. Thank you. Thank you for holding that infinite consciousness right now. As I read to you more of Yogananda's commentary. So then he says right at the top of the commentary, after that quote from the Psalm, Krishna refers to these vast cycles or yugas, also called a yuga, this vast cycles or yugas, to impress on Arjuna's mind. Now here's how it can get real simple, because everything is really simple. There's just truth or not truth. There's this moment in the present moment in our hearts with truth, or we are with delusion. In this moment with Christ, the masters, the holy ones, or we're with the other one, with the horns, Diablo. We're going to have a section on that today too. But listen, Krishna refers to these vast cycles or yugas. The only reason it's in this book, to impress on Arjuna's mind, your mind, my mind, all minds, the folly of man and woman, the folly. The fools that we are in this major delusion, the folly. But this fast, that recurring thing that just goes around and around and around, and we're just, we're withdrawn back to spirit, and then we come back in another round of those 1,000 cycles, and really, and it's all about learning. It's all about trying to learn. What are we here for? Why is this happening? What am I up to? Wow. It's a lot. Trisha in her spiritual art is fascinating. They are studying the cycles too right now. Unbelievable timing, right? In her spiritual arts program that she's been in for years and years and years and years, is one of them is the cycles of cosmic creation. And they're studying that again. They do it. They come back to it again and again. Right at the same time as us. So all of this, what we're studying right now, is to impart on our mind the folly, the fools that we all are, to remain a part of phenomenal existence, mechanically revolving from cycle to cycle. Fools, pure folly. So as we learn about the cycles, just know that this all that is talking about is like a dream. It's just like a dream. It's like anything else. It's a dream. It's all a mortal dream that is not even the reality. It's the duality, dream, delusion is what it is. But it's still quite interesting. It does give you perspective, but most importantly is what a fool we are if we remain a part of this phenomenal existence mechanically revolving from cycle to cycle. If we remain a part of the mortal part of us today, the same mind thinking, the same emotions, the same wants, the same needs, the same fears, the same anxieties, the same worries, the same aches and pains, if we remain a part of that today, without stopping for these pauses to remember the vastness of spirit, and that we are infinite beyond body, thought, and utterance, mind, and matter. We are timeless, we are spaceless, we are eternal, infinite blessedness, right? Boom. Or other quotes that are coming up. I am a child of God. I am without sin. These are all from Yogananda. I am the ever-burning X-ray light of God. This, you're going to, yeah, you'll see how all this ties in. But these I am statements at our first chakra is what we do anyway, right? Remembering who we are. I'm a child of God. I'm without sin. I am the ever-burning X-ray light of God. I am the joyful flame of infinite happiness. This was from the meditation we just had. I am the joyful flame of infinite happiness in which everything finite has melted and merged. I read that to you when we had that meditation. Yeah, sure. I read the whole thing. Yeah. It just sounds brand new to me right now. I am the joyful flame of infinite happiness in which everything finite has melted and merged. Imagine if you spend 12 God ecstasy or Kriya breaths, because we're going to be looking at how powerful we evolve every 12 years. So you do 12 Kriya breaths, you evolve a year for each Kriya. That's 12 years of evolvement. This is all going to be coming up when yoga. This is what Yogananda teaches, right? This is the science of yoga. That we just spent those 12 beautiful breaths right where we are today, on the infinite nature, the vastness of spirit, and we are that. Thou art that. We are that, right? So hang in there. Let's hold that space right now. Thank you for doing that. So, but we really don't want to remain a part of who we were even a minute ago, okay, my dears? So we need to hoka hey all day. We had that whole section on learning how to I die daily. We need to die all day. We need to come back to this every moment we can. Eventually, you're going to be a master, right? So you have this consciousness while you are in everyday life. That's the whole goal. That's why we're going to be masters of the bobby head dolls, divine bobbing head dolls, those dolls that you go knock them over and they come back up. We want to just come right back. I am infinite. I am infinite. I am. Pulled out. What's on? Got a text message here. Pulled out. Been a couple hours since I really was in my true center, and then you're you're like this, being pulled this way, pulled that way, and then bang, you pulled up. But we want to just be able to notice that instantly and come back until we are truly, with the realization, centered in our infinite nature. All right. If we do not want to be a part of the phenomenal existence mechanically revolving from cycle to cycle. All right. The Christian Bible makes the following mention of the cycles: the night of non-manifestation and the day of manifestation. And the earth, this is Genesis, was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, or the vibrations that started creation. Because God's Spirit, your true nature, is vibrationless joy. Vibrationless joy. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day. And the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. That's from Genesis, from the Bible. So Yogananda goes on to say, many complex formulas exist in the Shastras in astronomical treatises known as Siddhantas for measuring time and space, from the infinitesimal atom to the cyclic ages of the cosmos. Any unprepared student who has challenged himself to this study, who has challenged himself to the study of the cycles, the cosmos, the big vast stuff like this, will appreciate the wry comment of the renowned Sanskrit scholar Monir Williams in his treatise Indian Wisdom. He, quote, an astronomical Hindu ventures on arithmetical conceptions, arithmetic conceptions, quite beyond the mental dimensions of anyone who feels himself incompetent to attempt the task of measuring infinity. All right. So you'd have to be crazy out of your mind to think you can measure infinity, but the Hindus they do a good job of it, like Sri Yukteswar. Okay. The word yuga is a general term for designating an age. Yuga means age or particular span of time. Depending on the formula and the interpretation and application thereof, various figures are arrived at the determination of the length of the yuga. My Gurudev, Swami Sri Yukteswar, in the Holy Science, deplored the error made. There was an error, though, made by the Hindu almanac makers during the last Kali Yuga. This is really important, non-important. This is really not really important to know, okay? And you'll hear a nice quote from Yogananda saying that in a minute. By misunderstanding, they abandoned all reference to the 24,000-year equinox cycle, by translating it into what they call Deva years of a vast universal cycle, each Deva or divine year being only equal to 360 solar years. So there was a big going back and forth on that. The Jnana Avatar, Sri Yukteswar, a venerable authority in the science and art of spiritual astronomy and astrology, urged the reintroduction and adoption of the 24,000-year cycle by which man is directly affected by the allotted space in this current solar system, by which now, all this cosmic stuff, we are many cosmic beings, right? We are many. We're the micro, and then there's the macro, but we are this cosmos, right? So this stuff does affect us, and you'll see why. Big time. It's an integral part. So Sri Yukteswar is who we follow, though. We don't go by that 360-year solar years. We go by the 24,000-year cycle by which man and woman is directly affected in his allotted space in this current solar system. Measurements of the human creature's place. It's good. This is good. point here. The measurements of a human creature's place in a vast universal scheme where you sit today and the life that you're leading and the soap opera that you're in, right? And it's episode after episode. Now the kids have their own show and they have their soap opera and on and on and on, right? So the measurements of the human creature's place, of our place in the vast universal scheme of where we're at today and the world the way it is today, are notably irrelevant to the divine purpose that has placed the body circumscribed mortal in his and her present position. It's irrelevant, like everything else. The earth, the body, the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, the bones, the flesh, the thoughts and feelings, lesser perceptions, so that you can only focus on one perception, the vastness that lies within you. Feel only that vastness, that spirit exists. Everything else, all that stuff, everything that everyone's focusing on is irrelevant, except the wise, the seer, the sage, the guru, the avatar, your higher self. He or she is already well taxed. We are already well taxed. I mean, seriously, literally well taxed. And the other meaning of that word, we're pretty burned out. We're pretty to our maximum of what's going on here, right? Maxed out, overwhelmed, to the point of, I'll see you at the bar tonight for what do they call it? The sundown, sundowners, the 5 o'clock cocktails. He is already well taxed merely to keep pace with the minutes and hours of his earthly years, fraught with intrusions from the natural and subtle events and influences of his immediate worldly and celestial environment. Okay, so esoterically, so here we are all together as we sing our song happily. This is why I'm a goofball, This is why I, was over the top for most people and still are. And then, because we're only in the second age, man. We're still just out of the dark ages, and we're into the next, just out of it and into the next age. But then there's 2 other higher ages after this one, and we're still in this one for some hundreds of years. All right, upon hundreds of years. So lighten up, man. I thought if you could just do a fun little song and a little dance and had someone smile, that's big time stuff on this planet today. Right? You with me? It's better than taking the damn yoga class seriously or anything seriously. This is much bigger than us. This is why we need to kind of just drop it. Drop everything. Turn your attention. Forget it. And then say something super positive and beautiful, like I am beyond body, thought, and utterance, beyond all matter and mind. I'm spaceless. I'm tireless. I am eternal, infinite blessedness. And then always have your top mantras that you're working on right there, and just be running the script, baby. Just be running the program. It's like put your headphones on. The iPhone is just a remembrance. Put anything in here that isn't going to be good for your soul to evolve. Get it off, and then just put only I have all my quotes, and I have everything on here. All the Jesus calling and all that is in here, right? So everything is a reminder of what is relevant and what is important. So esoterically, the cosmic cycles cited in these 3 verses refer to the various phases of creation. A day of Brahma being a time of manifested creation. A night of Brahma being a time of equal length wherein creation is dissolved, its seeds held unmanifest in Mula Prakriti, in the Divine Mother, the Great Mother. Recurrent cycles of manifestation and dissolution are applicable to the lifespans of solar systems, galaxies, or a specific spectrum of the objects and life forms within them. In other words, this affects us. We're caught in this cycle. We're here. We're one of those human objects, man. right? And ultimately of the universe as a whole. So the whole universe is under this spell of recurring and recurring and recurring until we wake up, until we have what? You're going to see, we're going to hear this solitary, this single-hearted devotion until there's just love. Unto pure devotion, devote yourself, Arjuna. Until we're just loving, we're just loving, we're just loving. That's a soul quality, baby. Be yourself. Let your soul come forward now, huh? If you can drop that other stuff, what you have left over is your soul. What you have over there is the happiness. And what do we say about that happiness? I'm the joyful flame of infinite happiness in which everything finite has melted and merged. I'm the joyful flame of infinite happiness. I'm the joyful flame of infinite happiness. I know I am eternal infinite blessedness. Just run it. Just run it, baby. Just run it. Everything else is meaningless. Forget it. Divine dementia. Shmirti, divine memory. Yes. Shmirti, divine memory. All right. So the word yuga is a general term for designating an age or particular span of time. Depending on the formula, interpretation, application thereof, various figures are arrived at the determination of the length of yugas. My guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, the Holy Science, deplored the error. Okay, we talked about that, right? And Sri Yukteswar goes with the 24,000-year cycle by which we're directly affected in this allotment. Okay, so we already talked about that. Measurements of the human creature's place in a vast universal scheme are notably irrelevant to the divine purpose that for which we are here. We're already well taxed beyond our means, so let's don't take this too serious, okay? So esoterically, the cosmic cycles cited in these verses refer to various phases of creation. Day of Brahma being time of manifested creation, the night of Brahma, time of equal length, wherein creation is dissolved, seeds held unmanifest in Mula Prakriti. Recurrent cycles of manifestation dissolution are applicable across the board to all of us and affect everything in creation. How's that? Yeah. Dissolutions may be partial as the removal of vast segments of objects or beings from the cosmic dream movie as a result of cataclysmic events, or total. Could be half of us, man. You know, earthquake happens and your family's over there and you're here, and then big split. The resolution of matter into ethereal energy or its complete withdrawal into spirit. Now, astronomer Carl Sagan had a good thing to say here. All right. And then I do want to get into the reason why I brought up this self-control thing. Let me read Sagan, and then we're going to get into something that I think is real juicy. All right. Astronomer Carl Sagan of Cornell University has written in the Cosmos, New York Random House. Oh, his book Cosmos. The Hindu religion is the only one of the world's great faiths dedicated to the idea that the cosmos itself undergoes an immense, indeed an infinite number of deaths and rebirths. Oka hey, all day. I die daily, all day long. Births and deaths, births and deaths, births and every time you drop everything, every time you go to sleep, it's a dissolution, so to speak. Every time you wake up, you're reborn again. It's a day. It's a day of Brahma. Every night is a night of Brahma, so to speak, right? So you can drop your problems and your load and your overwhelm and being overly taxed and being human today just by doing the meditation that we did this morning, and drop it for a few breaths, few moments, you know. So you have the same thing, and then come back and you have a new start, refresh, reboot the computer over and over and over again. Hoka hey all day. Born again. Let it go. When you get overwhelmed, born again. All day long. Hoka hey all day. Hoka hey all day. It is the only religion in which time scales correspond to those of modern scientific cosmology, the ones from India. Its cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma, 8.64 billion years long, longer than the age of the Earth or the Sun in about half the time since the Big Bang. And there are much larger timescales still, a millennium before Europeans were willing to divest themselves of the biblical idea that the world was a few thousand years old. The Mayans were thinking of millions and the Indians of billions. In India, there are many gods, and each god has many manifestations. The most elegant and sublime of these representation of the creation of the universe as beginning of each cosmic cycle. A motive known as cosmic dance is Shiva, the god called in the manifestation Nataraja. The dance king has 4 hands. In the upper right hand is a drum, whose sound is the sound of creation. In the upper left hand is a tongue of flame. A reminder that the universe, now newly created, will billions of years from now be utterly destroyed. It's kind of cool, right? These profound and lovely images are, I like to imagine, a kind of premonition of modern astronomical ideas. Very likely, the universe has been expanding since the Big Bang, but it is no means clear that it will continue to expand forever. The expansion may gradually slow, stop, and reverse itself. If there is less than a certain amount of matter in the universe, the gravitation of the receding galaxies will be insufficient to stop the expansion, and the universe will run away forever. But if there's more matter than we see hidden away in black holes, say, or in hot but invisible gas between the galaxies, then the universe will hold together gravitationally and partake of a very Indian succession of cycles, expansion following by contraction, universe upon universe, cosmos without end. All right, that's cool, right? Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool to be happy in the fact that nothing needs to be taken seriously and that your mind doesn't have to grok it, that you have an intuition, you have a all-knowingness that's inside that you can start to trust more, and you have the choice point. This is so important, the choice point to choose to do what Yogananda is subscribing that we do. Subscribe here. Right? Do you want the daily newsletter that he sends out? The divine news, the good news, always good news. Truth is good news. Anything here, because it's irrelevant, is not good news because it's a conspiracy theory. It's not real, man. Okay? All right. So esoterically, and more importantly, as they directly affect man's scheme of existence, the cosmic cycles refer to the inner microscopic solar universe of man's astral body, which governs his individual evolution, the spiritual life, which receives its light and energy. Well, this section here will develop next week, okay? Right here, okay? Because it's going to start breaking down why the Kriya Yoga, why the avatars has come down to help us evolve through all of this, right? And to give us a science of the Kriya Yoga that we can evolve that in every breath for 1 year, right? And we talk about the 12-year cycles coming up, and that we can actually do the 12, 24, 36, 48, which represents the 1200, represents 12,000 years ascending and 12,000 descending. So there's your 24,000. Okay, well, it'll make more sense. We'll get into it. But I just want to go to this temptation stuff today, right? Because when we can look at it this way, and we'll develop all this stuff. So don't worry. I know I'm jumping a little bit, but not too much. I hope that we can do a little like and this is the ages, right? So you have the dark age, you have the Kali Yuga, then you have the Dwapara, which we're in, the Bronze Age, I guess they would. I don't know. Let's just go that way. The Kali Yuga, and then the Dwapara Yuga, which is the one we're in now, which is about energy, and then next is Treta Yuga, which is that's 3,600 years. That's about the magnetism. That's about us kind of having all the intuition we need with the clairaudience, and all that. And then the Satya, or the golden years. That's 4,800 years. All right. So all that equals to 12,000 years. So, and we go up, and then from the golden age, we drop down and come down in reverse, right, and go up. But anyway, it also represents, 12 years or 12. So those are 48 I don't want to get you confused, but I'm saying that we can do 12 breaths, Kriya breaths, or God ecstasy breaths, and be in the like. And it also represents the stages of the caste system in India. So the Sudra, or the labor class, and that's the first age, the dark age, so to speak. And then we go to the householder stage, and then the Kshatriya warrior stage, and then the Brahmin all-knowing stage, right? And we can do that in cycles of 12 years in our meditation by 12 breaths. All right, 12 breaths in the Kali Yuga, and what we need to do to rise above what's happening. That's all going to be explained next week, okay? All right. Well, let's just look at that first thing that we just come out of the Kali Yuga, that stage where it's just total blackout as far as spirituality goes, and it's just total, almost. Yogananda says we're divine animals. It's mostly animal, right? It's just dark ages, right? So what I propose in the dark ages is that we for our 12 breaths, let's say, to deal with the 12 that we're going to make. It would be like a 12-year expansion of our consciousness. I know it's crazy. Don't worry. But we're gonna, it'll make sense. Just like the convoluted thing that we did, it'll make sense. All right. But for now, just think of that. If we're gonna get out of really the Kali Yuga, that first stage, that we're gonna need really a lot of I am, remembering who we are, right? And the next thing is to have the choice to choose only the good, only the beautiful. So we got to know all about temptation. All right. So here we go. This is from lesson 79, kids. And I just love this stuff here. So Yogananda starts. Yogananda says, in my autobiography, chapter 30 in SRF Lessons, I have given the Vedic explanation of Maya, the magical power of illusion that underlies the phenomenal worlds, wielded by Satan, the intelligent cosmic force who maintains the appearance of finite forms, divorced from God. Finite forms and beings divorced from God. It is the task of Satan to perpetuate the supercolossal movie of ever-changing relativities and dualities. It's his job. It's his job. This is God's creation. It's his movie house. This is why we got to sit in the seat of our soul, right? And see it from a perspective of a bliss watcher. But as actors in that movie, we are not helpless. The great drama of cosmic existence honors man's free choice. Remember this, kids. This is so tied in with the cycles, so tied in with the yuga, so tied in with our evolution. The great drama of cosmic existence honors man's free choice and power of reason. Although there are both evil and good in the world, free choice is man's savior. Animals do not have free choice. They know neither good nor evil. They have some intelligence, but live mainly by instinct. And they evolve to higher forms, but man is uniquely endowed with the power of free choice. If you do not want to redeem yourself, no one can redeem you. If you choose to live altogether on a material plane, you will be material, not spiritual. Being made in the image of God, we have the same liberty of free choice in our sphere as has God the Father. God can redeem us only when in every way we choose to act in accordance with the divine laws of right living. God is coaxing us with a limitless exhibition of good happenings to influence us for our highest welfare. See, we're going to learn how to live in a golden age right here today. Right here today. We're not going to wait for the cycle to be there too far. No, we don't need yogis who are on souls on a mission. No, they don't. But they follow something that is going to accelerate their efforts to get out of this folly. We're fools not to punch it chewy and accelerate. Satan is tempting us with deceptive contrivances that are pleasant looking and promise happiness, but after a little evanescent pleasure give evil consequences instead. As a human being, you stand in the middle between God and Satan, each ready to pull you in whichever direction you wish to go. Because in these lower ages, man, We better know how to handle ourselves when every temptation under the sun and the old stuff, that addictions and habits that we have, just don't go away, and they're still pounding you day and night in consciousness, in your subconsciousness, and they never let you get up to any kind of super consciousness. Satan, listen, Satan is on the left side, with his kingdom of misery cloaked in ostentation, and God is on the right side, with his kingdom of happiness bathed in eternal light. That is why, in the Jesus calling the other day, Christ said, look, and when you're really struggling, you need me, you just call out to me, and I've got your right hand. So the right is good, and the left ain't, in terms of this. All right, in terms of this. And Christ said, I when he ascended, he and others saw him ascend. Some advanced beings saw him ascend, and he went and sat at the right hand of the Father, the Heavenly Father. So you want to feel on your right hand that you are sitting in the power of your soul right there, that you have Master Yogananda right there, you have Christ right there, you have Divine Mother right there on your right hand. All right, because Satan's on the left side with his kingdom of misery cloaked in ostentation, and God is on the right side with his kingdom of happiness bathed in eternal light. It is up to you to signal God or Satan as to which direction you want to be pulled. It's up to you. Do you still, are you having a bad hair day? I know when we're frustrated, well, we usually grab them for the left side, because it's just it's an instant gratification, right? That pleasure, even though we know it's not going to satisfy us, it's something in the moment, right? Instant gratification. I'll take that because I can't stand this pain that I'm feeling, right? So we usually, if we default, it's usually to there. So we signal to God or Satan as to which direction you want to be pulled. You are perfectly free to act, controlled neither by God nor Satan. Whenever you initiate good actions or have a pure, ennobling thought, that is the signal to God. And you are automatically pulled toward God, toward a paradise of bliss hidden in the womb of eternal futurity, or the eternal future. But as soon as you think or act in accord with evil, you are automatically pulled towards Satan, toward entanglement in the realm of misery-making dualities. Right in the center. Satan on the left, God and the Masters on your right, Divine Mother on your right, your soul power on your right. When you succumb to temptation, or are angry or jealous or selfish or greedy or revengeful or restless, you have accepted Satan's invitation to come to his side. Why are the cycles going on and on? Why we come back again and again? Because we haven't gotten this yet. So we're usually signaling the lower side of us. Satan's invitation to come join him on his side. When you are master of yourself, moderate, calm, understanding, unselfish, forgiving, practicing meditation, you are inviting God to help you. Isn't that beautiful? God is very anxious for all his children to get back to his kingdom, free from suffering and death and all the terrors and uncertainties of human life, not to mention the recurring cycles of births and rebirths, in which Satan keeps man and woman constantly involved through bondage to the senses. The senses were given to serve man with perceptions of God incarnate in matter. This is really a good sentence. The senses were given to serve man with perceptions of God incarnate in matter, that we use our eyes to see only good. The monkeys see no evil, hear no evil, taste no evil, touch no evil, right? And the senses were given so that we just see the good. We listen, we only hear what is going to benefit our soul. And the taste, we taste only the smell. We only smell the beauty of the flowers, so to speak, and we touch only that which is going to improve our intuition. We only touch those things that are serving us and serving others in a high way. So the senses were given to serve man with perceptions of God incarnate in us in matter, not for man to cater to. The senses were not given to us for us to cater to their insatiable cravings, an innovation of satanic delusion. Look at the world. We're in the low age, and we're finding a way to get out, because if we can lift our consciousness, we lift everyone up on this planet, bar none. As the servants of man, the God-created senses, guided with discrimination, produce self-control, long life, health, and happiness. Controlled by the temptations of Satan, the senses enslave man in the misery of body identification and soul forgetfulness. Every time you are tempted to do wrong, remind yourself that it is not your subjective mind alone that is tempting you, but also objective Satan. Tell yourself, that is not me. And adamantly refuse to cooperate with the evil one who is influencing your mind to resist the magnetic pull of God and cling to finite and harmony. Kick evil away from you. Every time those influences bother you, meditate. Take shelter in yoga, as the Gita urges. Practice the techniques and use affirmations to remind yourself of what and who you really are. Then someday you will know, I am a free soul. All right? Now, one more bit, and we'll be able to just have a little beginning of our chat for some weeks now on the cosmic side. Just a beginning, starting with I am infinite, right? That grounding in that. Okay, so one more from the same lesson 79 that I was just reading to you. Remember, the whispers of temptations and the promptings of self-control side by side are vying for your attention. In creation, they are the patterns of good and the patterns of evil. I'm just telling you why we're so stuck here in these cycles, okay? In creation, there are patterns of good and patterns of evil, and it's up to you to choose between them. You are the boss of your own fate. God is telling you to do good. Satan is influencing you to do wrong. Your conscience is the whisper of God, is the voice of God. If you listen to him, you will be saved from evil and its effects. You should help God to establish his kingdom within you. Help him. Help your higher self today, kids. He can only establish it with your cooperation. He gave you freedom, and he cannot bring you back to his kingdom unless you yourself forsake evil and adopt good. It is the greatest happiness and joy of God when, through our free choice, we show better judgment by forsaking evil and adopting good. And when we don't learn the lesson, we hurt ourselves. Suffering is self-inflicted, and it is up to us to redeem ourselves. In this life, sometimes we are victims of disease and trouble, but we do not realize that at some time, somewhere, we ourselves, by our wrong actions, were the cause. Blame yourself for anything that happens to you, but do not worry. You can remedy matters for yourself. How? By doing good deeds now today, and by burning up the karma seeds of past evil deeds in the spirit fire of meditation. Don't worry. All your sins and errors are only temporary, covering over the pure soul. God made you as light. Darkness exists in you. But God made you as light. Darkness cannot exist in you. Cannot exist in you, because God made you as light. The trouble is that you cover up the light of your soul. You are a child of God. It is wrong to say you are a sinner, for you are the ever-burning X-ray light of God. And finally, when temptations come, don't be frightened or nervous or shocked. Just adopt the skills of the victorious psychological warrior. And don't paralyze your will to progress, which is the very vitality of your power of self-control. When shamed or rebuked by the hysteric moralist for a temporary fall, everyone's going to rebuke you if they see you drop from your pedestal, so to speak. Just say to yourself when the temptations come, or when you have maybe given into that temptation, I have made a mistake. I will learn from it and pick myself up and keep on. I have made a mistake. I will learn from it and pick myself up and keep on keeping up, my dears. The bobbing head doll. Boom. You slipped, right? You just slipped. And then boom, keep on keeping on. Come back. Come back to your treasure trove of good qualities, of good practices. We're going to see that as we as we do these different stages of evolution, and 12 breaths for the dark age, then the age that we're in now, 12 breaths, and then 12 breaths in the Treta Yuga, and 12 breaths. You're going to see that we can go over and kind of go over the key things that we need to evolve in each one of those things, but only in 12 breaths. You see how cool this is? Because we are about a Satya Yuga, a golden age inside of ourselves today, my dears. How can it not be? How can it not be? All the rest is irrelevant. All of your thinking about this is irrelevant. So let's spend this day as we started, okay? Knowing that you can just drop it, and then just come into yourself with some breaths and remember that you are this spaceless, timeless, eternal blessedness. You are the eternal, infinite blessedness beyond time, space, mind, body, no birth, no death, no caste have you. You are He, you are He. Mind, nor intellect, nor ego have I. Sky, nor earth, no metals am I. I am you, Lord. I am you. I am you. Let's make that our practice today. Drop it. Only thing that's on in your vision, on your scope, is the vastness of spirit and those qualities of the infinite that you are. So, hoka hey all day. All right. I hope this made some do some must see and don't miss TV. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I so appreciate you, and it's all gonna just make sense. So that's just episode one. This is just the trailer. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I see you. God is perfection, and so are these Gita studies. Thank you. All right. God bless us. We're really, 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 really blessed. Namaste. All right. Namaste.